Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
We're about to pick some grapes. I'm glad y'all are back, man. I had just a good show with maybe Shannon. I'm now hosting my show, The Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir of it, The Grapevine. And you are on the award-winning 101.7 Truth Radio. Baby, Milwaukee, let me ask you something before we even get started. Who's in control of what goes in your body, what goes on your table, and what happens to the land under your feet? Because today, that's the whole show. 3 different scales, same exact question. We starting small. Your plate. Is going vegan actually healing you? I remember this conversation. Like, it was so many conversations around people asking me, man, I'm about to go vegan. Why? But why? But why are you going vegan? What's the reason? What's the reason you're going vegan? That was always a question in my mind. What is the reason that you're going vegan? Because you're overweight, because you don't feel right when you're eating meat. We could talk about the meat too. We could definitely talk about the meat. There's different types of meat. There's a difference between, grass-fed meat and then non-grass-fed meat. One has a gang load of chemicals in it. The other one has, animals that have fed off of the grass and off the pasture. Plain and simple. So today's show is basically different, and we're definitely starting small. Are you starving yourself, or is of something your body's been asking for since your grandmother's been in the kitchen? We're just going to get to it. No real judgment, just truth. Then we go bigger. Your neighborhood. We're going to go to your neighborhood. Mayor Mamdani up in New York City is about to open a bunch of them, city-owned grocery stores, government-backed, lower prices, no corporate markup, squeezing your wallet. And I'm asking today, why don't we have that right here in Milwaukee? Why are we still driving 20 minutes for a fresh vegetable in some parts of the city? Why liquor stores still sit on every corner? We should play that Jada Clips. Why? Why? I mean, then we go bigger still. We cross the entire ocean because Burkina Faso just did something that out of this. If y'all ain't heard of Burkina Faso, man, it's a country in Africa that's being governed by a gentleman, a young dude. Young general, got to be like 35 years old, named Ibrahim Traore. And he's making mad waves, a lot of waves. Matter of fact, here's a fact about Ibrahim Traore that many people don't know. They have tried to attempt to assassinate him many times over since he's taken office, since he grabbed office. So we're crossing that ocean. We're going over to the continent of Africa. We're going to talk about Burkina Faso and what they did. They cut ties with France, their old colonizer. They cut ties with the old colonizer. They cut it short. Cut them out. Cut it. Man, dead cold. Silence. Silenced them. Gave them the silencer. Boom, you're done. And it should make every black person stand up. And there's a reason for it. And I want to ask Milwaukee today, what would it look like if black people demanded that same level of ownership? If we actually demanded that same level of ownership right here in our own city. Same question the whole show, Milwaukee. Your body, your block, your land. Who really owns it? Let's find out together. And this is on the plate. This is on the plate, on the land, on yourself themed segment today on the Grapevine. And I want to say this before we get to the first segment. None of these conversations are separate from each other. Even though they may seem like it on paper, on air, I'm going to tie it all together. Because if a body ain't being fed right, you can't fight for the neighborhood. You can't. You can't be sick and fight for the neighborhood. A neighborhood without real food access can't build the kind of generational wealth that lets a community say, we don't need permission. The way a whole nation just did across the water in Burkina Faso. It's all one rope. Milwaukee just, we just are tied in knots in many different ways. So I want y'all to stay with me. I want to start on your plate because everybody's going to eat off a plate pretty much today. And this one's personal for a lot of y'all. And I already know the phone lines probably may get heated, but it's okay. Is it still okay to be vegan in today's day and age? Is it okay? Is it still okay to be vegan in today's day and age? Are we living in a culture of it being okay to be vegan? Because what I do know, I know a gang load of vegans, people who are subscribed to veganism, and I know a bunch of folks that are not. They're vegan, but they're not in a place where they're still in the same place that they started when they weren't vegan. Yeah, I'm gonna go vegan. But what you eating? You still eating chips at 12 o'clock at night. The same chips are made in the same facility as those chips that are not, vegan chips or organic chips. Same facility, same type of chips. Doritos can be considered vegan. So more specifically for us, for black folks specifically, are you really healing yourself? Or are you hurting yourself when you cut meat and dairy completely out of your life? I want to have an honest conversation about this. And I want to mention something before we even go any further. I remember going out to middle of Wisconsin, and you guys know that like methane smell that comes from the cattle, that comes from the cows that are sitting in the middle of the acreage, and they're in the livestock area, and you're riding down the street and you smell this crazy cattle smell, and then you look up and it's cattle out there. Yeah.
That smell dookie.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. You smell dookie. Right. You smell it. And it's a real foul smell, but that's not necessarily the smell of cattle. That's the smell of the methane that they're pumping that comes from the cattle. Their farts and all that stuff. That's the smell. That's what's going into your body when you're eating some of these meats. So when some of you are eating these meats and then you turn around and you got to like have a bowel movement, that bowel movement is a part of that cow's methane chemical makeup. Straight up. So you got methane going through your entire body that's chemically designed for cows so they can live longer, be preserved, all this other stuff that they use methane for, right? Or that, yeah, methane. So I know a lot of vegans. And I know some vegans right now that probably, got a rib in their hand. So I know some vegans who are vegan flex. So everybody stay tuned. And I want to be upfront with y'all, and I want to be really upfront. And this question matters the most for us specifically, then it gets talked about in the mainstream wellness world. A lot of vegan advice out there is written by and for people who never had to cook with scarcity, never had to cook with their back against the wall. So keep that in mind. Who never inherited recipes built around what was actually available and affordable to a family that didn't have options or access. So when we ask, should we go vegan, we're not asking the same question a random lifestyle influencer is asking. Not at all. We're asking it with like a whole entire history sitting underneath the plate. Should I go vegan in this day and age? Should I go vegan if my back is against the wall and I got bills to pay, I got kids to feed, and there's a McDonald's sitting down the street and we need to fill our bellies rib to rib? Should I actually go vegan? And I'm not pushing a person to go vegan. I'm not pushing a person to go vegetarian. We're just questioning this. We're just setting up the question. This is your body. We're talking about your body, your block. We're talking about the neighborhood. We're talking about the world. When we come back we're going to go down this rabbit hole of whether or not being vegan is good for your body or not. Stay tuned.
Milwaukee business owners, this is your moment. Every Friday at 8 a.m., call in to 101.7 The Truth for What the Business Is. Tell us what your business is, where you're located, and one thing you've learned along the way. What the Business is powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth. Fridays at 8 a.m. on 101.7 The Truth.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? Or how about a place that is clean with a friendly atmosphere, has been recently remodeled? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. They offer a wide variety of grocery items, meats, and fresh vegetables at a fair market price. And don't forget the hot food section, which offers soul food, Indian, and Mexican foods. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds. Learning new things comes with age.
My mom? She started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Let me tell you about the chicken grease. Stuff some things to make the people get out.
Woo! Man. Yeah. D'Angelo, let's. Yep. Man. Off the chain, man. Welcome back to the Grapevine, and we're going to pick some more grapes. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and you are on the award-winning Truth 101.7. Let's get into it. So here's my honest take. We're talking about being vegan. Is it healing or is it harming? My honest take is I want to hold two truths at the same time, and it's okay to do that, right? One truth is a lot of us grew up on plates that were heavy in fried foods, baked everything. We cook everything down. It's the pot liquor type of stuff. It's rich. It's, got some great seasoning on it. And now cutting back on that, being vegan, you lean into like more plants, more vegetables, less processed meat. If you're vegan flex, that's probably the where you're leaning towards right now. Right, lower blood pressure. Now you have lower blood pressure, lower cholesterol, more energy, real results. So I'm not going to sit here and act like going more plant-based hasn't changed lives for the better. It has, and I respect anybody who's found that path and stuck with it. And here's number two, the truth. Truth number two. Going fully vegan without real intention, without actually knowing what your body needs to replace what you cut out, it can absolutely hurt you too. It can absolutely hurt you too. If you think about what I just said prior to our break, was that if you are going vegan or you changing your diet and all of that, you have to provide yourself with enough knowledge before you jump into being a vegan, enough knowledge of your body. So iron, make sure you have the proper iron, make sure you have vitamin B12. It's like complete protein. But these are some of the building blocks to protein, iron and also B12. These aren't things that you just accidentally get enough of eating in salad and also drinking a smoothie. Like B12 specifically only comes from animal products or a supplement. So your body can't make it from like lettuce, no matter how green it is. So there are times when, and I remember there's this, Erykah Badu had this, she had a conversation with someone, I forget who it was, but it's somebody famous that was vegan or whatever. And she told them that it's okay to every now and then eat a little meat. It's okay to grab some meat from the grocery store, something that's very safe meat and eat it, because it helps out with your proteins. You don't have to go specifically towards not eating meat. That's what she's saying. And I'm not promoting either or, but I'm just giving people different pathways to think about, especially if you are in the lifestyle of being vegan and all of that. So I've seen people go vegan with the best intentions and end up more tired, more foggy, hair thinning, because they swapped a real problem for a different one, and they didn't even realize it. If you are switching your plan, make sure you switched up with some knowledge that you have to maintain, the same fitness and the same calorie at some point, same calorie density, and also mineral content as possible, vitamin content too. So you definitely don't want to switch one problem with the next. And I want to say something that's cultural too, because I think this gets skipped in a lot of these conversations in soul food. And at its root, soul food, before it got heavy with like extra oil and extra salt over generations, was and it was survival cooking, was actually built on beans, greens, potatoes, beans, greens, root vegetables, rice, foods our ancestors had access to and made magic out of. So going back to plants ain't really abandoning our culture, but going back to plants is in a lot of ways returning to an older version of it. That's what it is. So before scarcity and struggle changed how we had to cook in survival. Like, so now we're still maintaining those survival mechanisms when we really don't have to, when food pretty much is abundant enough. If food is, it's not free, but we know where to get it. So we don't have to necessarily cause ourselves to jump back into, cooking down all of your food in order to make it good. You don't have to cook it. You can actually receive proper nutrients and minerals from, grabbing something that's raw, like a raw cucumber or some raw vegetable, and eating it. It's okay. It's okay. It may not taste the best because you don't have any salt on it, but it'll be, you can make it happen. You can eat it and it can give you the proper nutrients that you need in order to make yourself healthier. And that's one of the reasons why people go into being vegan, is because they feel like being a vegan is one of the ways in order for them to feel healthier and cleaner. So Here's my real answer about being vegan versus not vegan. And it's about intentional versus accidental. If you're vegan and you know what you're doing, tracking your protein, taking your B12, eating a real variety of fruits and vegetables, that's healing. But if you're vegan just because it's trendy and you're living off of vegan junk food, hoping for the best, that might be hurting you more than the fried chicken ever did. Straight up. Remember, I said this. This goes back to you being a person, being a vegan, and them, trading some tortilla chips out for, the regular tortilla chips out for the organic tortilla chips that are made in the same plant. It's the same exact thing. You have the habits of a person who is maintaining an unclean lifestyle versus just cleaning it all up. Utilizing the proper nutrient sources in order for you to feel good. That's the reason why, one of the reasons why veganism came up. And being vegan doesn't mean that you should be taking in dairy. You got to get rid of the dairy. Yep. That's and I think people do that, especially in the Black community, that are conscious of what dairy does to them, because most Black folks are lactose intolerant, and being vegan and the vegan lifestyle cuts them out of that whole entire conversation. So let me say something for folks who aren't vegan at all and never plan to be, because I don't want this segment to feel like it's only speaking to one side of the room. You don't have to go all the way to plant-based to take something useful from this particular segment and conversation. Even just shifting the ratio, shifting the ratio of what you eat on your plate, what you have on your plate. A little more vegetables this, a little less meat that, a little more fruits this, a little more grains that. Like, you don't have to swear off something completely. You do not. But there's real benefits backed by real research. When you start cutting back off the meat, then you're able to move forward in your health journey. So this is not a all or nothing conversation. This is not. Some of the healthiest people I know, and straight up, I know some really healthy people. Some of the healthiest people I know still eat meat. And I know people who are, in their 80s and 90s that still eat meat, that get around, that golf, that, man, they get down, do push-ups, stuff like that. They just eat it. Most people, the key to longevity in food is eating with intention, not just enjoyment. So many folks eat for enjoyment versus eating with intention. Eating with intention is like if you went to work and you have a really physical job and then you come back home and you just knock out a steak. Well, that energy is being used up. Or you knock out a steak and then you go to work. That energy is being used up. That's intention. I'm not saying that that's what you go and do. I'm saying that's a part of the intention. So, y'all, the phone lines is open. The chat line is open. 833-212-1017. 833-212-1017. I'm your host, Manan Sabir of the Grapevine. We're going to pick some more grapes after these messages. We'll be back in 2.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like, it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age. Everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Yes, we're going to go bigger now. I'm your host, Manan Sabir of the Grapevine, and we're picking some grapes off the vine on the award-winning Truth 101.7. So let's go bigger now. 52 grocery stores. Now, this is out of New York. 52 grocery stores go kaplump. They go missing. They're done. Dead in the water. 52 grocery stores. Large grocery stores are gone. Finished. Empty spaces. 8 here in Wisconsin. I don't know the reason. I don't know the cause. I always blame it on like corporate consolidation. They say that. They also say that, you know, they reason theft. I don't believe theft is the main reason behind grocery stores closing. That's what they say. They meaning people who want to come up with an excuse. But let's go bigger. We're going to talk about New York because it applies to Milwaukee. Mayor Mamdani in New York City just announced something real. The city's first city-owned grocery store, the first location. If you ever been to East Harlem, shout out to Harlem, my people are Harlem. Shout out to y'all. It's opening in the next couple of years. I think one has already opened, if I'm not mistaken. But they just say there's a lot more being planned across every borough. And so here's how it works. The city owns the land and the building. They waived the rent and the property taxes. I'm going to say this again. The city owns the land and the building. They waive the rent and the property taxes. And a private operator runs the day-to-day operations. But they're contractually required to pass those savings straight on to the customer on your basic groceries. So like they're not spending, the operator is not spending money paying for the building. They or the land. They waive the land. The city owns the land. The city owns the building. They waived the rent. They waived the property taxes, and they all they need is a proper operator to run the operations. So eggs and the savings are passed down to the customer. Eggs, bread, milk, cheaper on purpose, by design. Y'all get this, man? This is wild. By design. Because the government's they're eating the overhead. That's so smart. Milwaukee, I need y'all to hear this. Hear this, Milwaukee. City of Milwaukee. Because I can't just put this on the mayor. Can't just put this on the mayor. We're going to ask the mayor about this on this show in a few. Not today, but soon. But we're going to put this out there, Milwaukee. New York, the city of New York owns the grocery store. They put an operator in the grocery store. The operator is then demanded to pass the savings of those groceries on to the consumer, meaning your grocery bill will be lessened. Eggs, bread, milk, all of that cheaper, way cheaper. I mean, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Now, I'll be fair. This is not a pushback. This is not a pushback, but small grocery stores, corner stores, bodega owners in New York are worried that a city store would undercut them. And this probably is, it reminds me of when, like, you know, industrialization came in, or like when there's a new change, everybody's going to have a worry. But the shift, there'll be a shift. There'll be a shift where people will go to this grocery store, but they'll also, you know, the pattern will all still to say the same. People will still go to the corner store. People will still go to the bodega. So, yes, you can be worried, but man, you can't beat savings. So take the customer. They can't afford to lose on already thin margins. And that's a real concern. That's a real concern. Not something to just wave off, but here's my question for Milwaukee. Here's my question. Why is this even a new idea? Why isn't it being held in Milwaukee? Why does it have to take a Democratic socialist mayor from New York City to say out loud food is a basic need, that the government should intervene when the markets are failing people? So for us to even be having this conversation is almost an atrocity. This is the last thought. We should not be having this particular conversation. The government, we came up. There was a press conference, and shout out to our city leaders for having the gall, the wherewithal to talk about this particular subject. But I think this conversation was not even broached. It wasn't broached because we have a lot of city-owned lots, a lot of city-owned property. We can turn houses, small, like large houses, into grocery stores. We can do that ourselves. We got a lot of city-owned property, There's a lot of city-owned lots that we can turn into grocery stores. We got a lot of city-owned houses that we can turn into little small grocery stores. We can start taking, look, and we can also start penalizing grocery stores, small grocery stores that aren't selling proper food, that have bad food. We can start penalizing those people as a city. Straight up. Milwaukee's got a lot of food deserts too. We got whole neighborhoods where the nearest real grocery store is a bus ride and a prayer in the air away. Like, and what's sitting on the corner is like a gas station selling you chips and dip, and a lottery ticket for dinner. So if a city-owned grocery store could work in the Bronx and East Harlem, it could work literally right here in the neighborhoods where the need is just as real, maybe even realer. Al, what's up?
Hey, just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. We got to keep that in mind.
Right.
Number two, what is the quality of the food? Number three, on those neighborhoods where there is food deserts, what is the standards of the people within that community? Like with some of the grocery stores that's within the community, what is the standards of management? Remember, it is all about zip code when it comes to grocery stores, okay? And some of the people who work, they're not worried about going to them stores because they're not going to those stores anyway. So please keep that. Just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. And two things I learned about the laws and lessons of life. You can't get cheap and good in the same category. A lot of time when it's free, it's the bottom of the barrel. Okay? Look at your city houses. They're the bottom of the barrel. Every city house, tore up blinds. So just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good. And even though they have corner stores, you have the free will not to buy those chips and dips. You feel me?
I feel you.
So keep that in mind.
I feel you.
And also keep in mind, if those people don't like going to them stores, maybe you got to get a second job. Maybe you got to go to another zip code. Maybe you got to figure out what is the standards that you are willing to set for yourself. Because just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's good.
Well, I appreciate
Have a great
you, Al.
day.
So,
bye-bye.
So here's what the city of New York did. And I'll repeat that. And Al has a point. It's a great point. But here's what the city of New York did. They dismissed the reason why you have high prices on groceries is because the margins, the addendum items, right? Like the rent and other things are pushing the cost of groceries up. Not just inflation. Inflation definitely is pushing the cost of groceries up. But also, high interest rates. But then also you have people who need to, operators who are also the landholders, they also need to pay into that land to keep that land. But if you cut out what they did, they cut out the land, they cut out the operation of the land, they just push down, and they push down the prices. Man, it doesn't mean the quality of the food is bad. It means that the price is low. Hey, y'all, when we come back, we're going to be back in 2. We're going to continue this conversation about food deserts, whole neighborhoods, and what can we do about our grocery stores right here in Milwaukee. And then we're going to have a call to action at the end of the show, and we're going to try to figure out how we can make the city Do something. Do something to city. Do something to city. Ill City, Mill City. We'll be back in 2.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds. About as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
If this is your first time tuning in to the Grapevine, I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and you are more than welcome to call in 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017, or you can hit us up on the chat on YouTube, the Grapevine Live on the Truth, the award-winning Truth Radio 1017. And we have caller. What's up? What up? Hello? Hello? What's up?
Hello?
What's up, my brother? You on air. You on air. How you doing?
Oh, what's going on? It's the town.
Yeah.
Hey, it's my first. I'll be calling up there. It's my first time calling to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Town.
Congratulations on your new spot, though.
Man, appreciate it. Yes, sir.
Anytime a black man get a job, salute, man. Real talk though.
Right on.
But I want to talk about this food situation. You know what I'm saying? Before I get into my point though, man, these corner stores be raping us.
Yeah.
They be raping us, bro.
Say more.
And how they really be raping us, bro, is with the Cash App and with your phone, bro. Because every time that you see, it used to be like, well, if you spend less than $5, they'll charge you 25 cents or something like that. Now, See, but now, bro, let me tell you what they be doing. Now, they charge regardless. And then once you complain to them, being like, hold on, this is supposed to be whatever. It's supposed to be $5. It ain't supposed to be $5.75 or whatever like that. Or more likely, like $5.25.
Right.
They'll tell you, well, I gotta pay MasterCard, or I gotta pay Clover, or I gotta pay whatever POS position to sell that they using or whatever like that though.
Right.
Like they lying. You know what I'm saying? They lying because, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't nobody up there to speak up on that. So, you know what I'm saying? I want to put that out there first.
Yeah. Keep going.
Second of all, like, you know, I'll cool. You know what I'm saying? I think he got it wrong on this one because it's the same old attitude. Same old attitude. You know what I'm saying? I've been here most of my life in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? I done saw the good, the bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And how they be how the city is you know what I'm saying, corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Milwaukee city council and all that stuff, they so corrupt that we forgot about it. It's just normal. We just look at it like, oh, that's how it is. And I was listening to what you were saying about the grocery stores or whatever like that, and what Mondani is doing in New York City.
Yeah.
And at first, I ain't even gonna jack. At first, I was like, man, get out of here. How are we gonna pay for this? Oh, you know what I'm saying? How we gonna get the money for this though?
Right.
But you know what though? It's crazy. But they'll find the money for anything else. They'll find the money for a new stadium. They'll find the money to make like places on the south side look better or whatever like that though. But all of a sudden though, when we ask for our stuff for our neighborhood,
right,
then it's a problem. And it'd be a problem for us in Milwaukee and from Wisconsin too, because they be treating us like stepchildren.
Yeah.
But anyway though, to that grocery store thing though, that's a good idea, bro. That's a real good idea, and that's what we really need in this city though. All these old ideas that they've been giving us for the past 40 years, it ain't working.
They ain't working.
Because look at the city that we live in, and look and see how much we are taxed.
Yeah,
we tax so much. Milwaukee shouldn't be looking like this. It used to be a time, bro, in the 80s, bro, where Milwaukee was one of the cleanest cities in America.
That's right. Including our cars.
You remember
everybody used to have car wash at the back of their house, or they go to the car wash, clean their Cadillac. It was clean.
My people would come from the city, and they'd be like, man, bro, I didn't know Milwaukee was this clean. This is so clean. It's the cleanest city I ever saw.
Yeah, we had garbage cans on every corner.
Remember that? Yep. Remember them garbage cans? Make Milwaukee beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah. You a real one. You know what I'm saying? But we don't got that no more.
Right.
Why they take that out? But they had the money. They put the money for that. We can't put the money. We just gotta find it for this grocery store idea, because it ain't nowhere to eat around here. And and to the last caller, you know, so I'll be sure. My back, I don't want to take up all your time.
Yeah.
But the last caller was like, well, maybe we can go somewhere else. But everybody don't got a car like you, my boy.
Right. Yep.
Some people got like 4-5 kids. Where if that Pick and Save on 35th Street would stay there, people steal and whatever like that because we struggling. Okay, right. buy security, up the security, but we need that there because you know what I'm saying. Where else we gonna go?
That's right, man. The time. I appreciate you, man. That's smart. I think we need to push that. I think we need to push that to the city. I think the city needs to follow Mamdani's caricature of what a grocery store is and needs to be and where it needs to be. We need to take a look at some. I know the city is probably operating at budget or under budget, possibly. And that's from what I heard. I don't know if it's true or not. But I do know that we have to invest. We have to take some sacrifices and invest in our city. And this is one of the ways. That operator of that grocery store will tell the tale. And then you could actually pull that operator and analyze their books, their accountant. You could get a real accountant or accountant firm that makes those books operationally open. So people will recognize, hey, this operator, yes, they're getting paid. They need to, feed their family. This is how much they're getting paid. Whatever, $150,000, whatever it is, however much they're getting paid. But then, that the money that's being brought in, we understand what's being saved. We need to know that. It just needs to be open. This is how a community works. This is really how a community works. Shout out to Mayor Mamdani. We're not done. We may have what we consider food deserts, but there's no food desert. Remember this. This is not a food desert. Food is available in our communities. There's two words I want you to remember. We do not have a food desert. A food desert means there's no food available, like bad and or good and or medium. There's no food. Food apartheid means there's a systematic decapitation of food systems, proper, healthy food systems in our communities. I hope everybody gets this. And then we have food swamps, where inside of those is just above food deserts, but inside of the food apartheid, we have food swamps where we have nothing but fast food restaurants, nothing but corner stores with unhealthy food, nothing but all of that, everything under the sun, except healthy, proper food. And it's okay. I know people want to make their money. They got grocery stores, they got corner stores, they got restaurants that they got there. This is a free and open market. But if we are a city that is pushing people to be healthier, we cannot push people to be healthier and only section it for areas that are outside of the neighborhoods that have food swamps. We can't do that. Not as a community, not as a city, not as Milwaukee. We live on the lake, one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world. Meaning we all are basically water people, and we have to eat clean. We have to breathe clean air. We have to feel clean. That's who we are as a people here in Milwaukee and around the Great Lakes area. Hey, y'all, we're going to continue with our food deserts and what can we do to keep our promise to our society and continue to try to eat as clean as we possibly can. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, the Grapevine. We're going to pick some more grapes when we come back in number 2.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flySSHF.org and ask for an application.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good. My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Truth Nation, stand up. Tap in. Share your truth with the 1017 crew on 1017 FM and 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee, a Milwaukee Black media company.
Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop. Oh, no, that's how rough riders roll. Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop.
Whoa, that's how rough riders roll. Welcome back to the second hour of the Grapevine, and we're going to pick some grapes on the award-winning Truth Radio 1017, and we're going to hit these chat lines real quick. We're going to hit the chat, the YouTube chat. Yes, Cola Cookie said, strong sign. I said, I agree. Jazz West said, I love Al. Baybar, they both said they love Al. Baybar said, just use cash. I don't know. Not everybody's using cash lately. I don't know, but I agree. I like cash. Cash is king. I haven't been to a corner store in decades. I haven't been to a corner store in a while either. I think I've been to Bodega, but the corner store is still the same thing. But they find money to build a big Wi-Fi router building on 6th and McKinley. Is it? Really? It's a big Wi-Fi router building on 6th and McKinley? Who is it for? Y'all help me out with the answers. Baybar said, now we got garbage on every street. Yep. That was in response to the town talking about how we used to have garbage cans on every corner. And we did. Remember the green garbage cans? And LaRon Taylor, 9076, says, all I know is healthy. Food is a lot more expensive. If a store buys healthy food and it goes to waste, they're not going to keep buying it. Cheap food sells. You can't force anybody to buy healthy food. I think there's two ways to look at it, and we're going to continue to go into our conversation. And y'all, guess what? We are talking about how Mayor Mamdani is looking to have grocery stores as city-owned property. So Therefore, they can keep the cost of groceries low by giving the operator just the building, and the city keeps the land. The city keeps the rent. They waive the rent, and then they would like to see the operator just operate out of the building by selling cheaper priced food, not cheaper food. Let me say this. It's cheaper priced food, not cheaper food. Y'all remember that. Remember the systems. Cheaper priced food. And all I know, yes, food has gotten a lot more expensive. Like you go to the grocery store, and I'll say this over and over again. If you go to the grocery store and I went to the grocery store and I usually buy the same 7 items from the grocery store. I paid $17, and guess what? I paid $17 maybe 4 months ago. Now those same 7 items are $37. It's plain and simple. To your point, LaRon Taylor, if a store buys healthy food, it goes to waste. There is a company here that I think they're out of Milwaukee. That uses Second Food. If I'm not mistaken, but there's a large company out of Atlanta that does the same thing. So there are companies, but that's a big space. So if you are an entrepreneur, here's what I'm telling you. Food does go to waste. Food goes to waste at many grocery stores and at many restaurants. A large piece of the pie, $1 million pie, is for you to start a company that will grab that food and take it to people who actually need the food. You work that out yourself. You can work that out yourself, but I'm just giving you some heads up. So, yes, cheap food does sell. Cheap food does sell. I'm responding to LaRon Taylor. Cheap food does sell. Yes. So back to our conversation. Mayor Mamdani, you just gave us the blueprint. You gave us the blueprint because you said that you want the city of New York to own the grocery store. The city owns the land. They own the building. They waive the rent and the property taxes. And a private operator runs the day-to-day operations. A private operator. So basically, it could be a lottery. Hey y'all. It can be a lottery. It can straight up be a lottery. We can see if we can find an operator who is for the community that we interview, a public interviewing, and then either they win or they lose, but they then come into that particular space and they operate for us. It's too many rogue grocery store operators in the community, and that we don't have any governance over them. They have governance over us. So when they pull out, when they come in because they want to make money. Plain and simple. They come in because they want to make money. They do not come in because they care for the community. They want to make money. That is it. A general manager of a large grocery chain makes just as much as the lawyer, as a lawyer and or a doctor. Same amount of hours. Look it up. Mayor Mamdani just cut the people out. They just cut the people out. The people, they cut them out. Congratulations. Mayor Chevy Johnson, we can have a conversation about this. I think this is the answer. I think this is the answer. And I don't think if there is red tape, I think the city could find ways around red tape to make this a possible and viable opportunity. Straight up. if we are going to where are the grocery stores? There's one. Where are the grocery stores? I'm trying to figure out. There's a grocery store on, is it Houghton? Is that Houghton? No, not Houghton. Humboldt. I don't know. One of these Milwaukee streets. It's on the east side by the UWM campus. That's one grocery store. Oh, then you got Miller Park. You got Cermak. You got Pete's. You have, so outside of Pete's staying right there, you have Pick a Save. You got 2 Pick a Saves. You have the Valley. It's not a lot of grocery stores. People got to travel to get to a grocery store. Not fair. Not fair. So Milwaukee doesn't have food deserts. It's that block can be considered a desert, but in terms of the neighborhood and the community, Milwaukee has food swamps with a lot of alligators. Straight up. A lot of alligators in our food swamps. And they eating people up alive. Alligators like cancer, diabetes. Those are the alligators. Heart disease. All that. Those are the alligators in the swamp. And then we also, if y'all don't know, we have, Milwaukee has just declared food apartheid as a state of emergency. Here in Milwaukee, food apartheid is a emergency health risk. It's real. It's classified. It's in our charter. It's in the city. It's classified. This is, what are we doing? We need people to step up. I want people to get behind this operation. I want people to get behind this operation. Because if we have city-owned, if the city can purchase these properties, because some of these grocery stores some of the grocery store owners, some of these, pick and say whoever, they still own these properties. If they can just get up off these properties, they can figure out some way, however, I'm not the real estate professional, they can figure out some way to get up off these properties and then the city can waive the property taxes and all of that other stuff. Yeah, LaRon, I just said Pete's. Yeah, I just said Pete's. If the city can waive the property taxes and they can waive the rent for the operator, and then the city owns the land and the building, we can lower the cost of grocery. We can lower the cost of grocery prices inside the store. Whether you want to purchase, somebody name me a brand. Name a brand. Sara Lee. Or we'll just take Sara Lee bread. Sara Lee bread, it costs $4 to get a loaf of bread, whatever, right? $3.49 for a loaf of bread. Guess what? It'll be $2. It'll be $1.99 for some Sara Lee bread at this particular city-owned grocery store. Okay, keep going, y'all. McCormick, Kraft, Nabisco. That's right. All of that. Be cheap. It'll be cheap. Not the product. I'm not saying the product. Please get this past your minds. It's not the product that is cheap. You cannot continue to buy into this marketing scheme of this, and this is definitely pushed in black culture. You cannot be pushed into thinking you pay more, you better quality. That is not always the case. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of why when we come back in 2 minutes.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world. or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Woo! I like that. I feel like I need to just go and hit a lounge for a minute. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and you are on the award-winning Truth Radio 1017, and we're about to pick some grapes off this grapevine. I'm going to go to the chat real quick because I'm going to go to the chat. Jazz West says, yes, it's Pete's. I just passed it today. Hey, can you bring some apples up here? Jazz West said McCormick. Looney said Kraft. Baybar said Nabisco. Baybar said I have to pay the employees. So, food apartheid. I'm going to read this real quick. I think there's other cities under this food apartheid. It's a public health emergency. Literally, the public health community and the city of Milwaukee deemed Milwaukee to have a public health emergency. So in April of 2026, the resolution intentionally uses, so city of Milwaukee officially passed a declaration declaring food apartheid a public health emergency in April of 2026. So it was they were studying it for a long period of time, or and then ultimately it became a food apartheid public health emergency instead of food desert. Mind you, I'm gonna say this again: a food desert means there's no food, good and or bad. There's no food in a community, zero. So that's not correct. What they're saying is food apartheid. They're using food apartheid as a public health emergency because the city leaders argued that the lack of healthy food in many Black and also low-income neighborhoods is the result of decades of policy decisions. Segregation, disinvestment. Disinvestment is like when you have grocery store owners like Pick and Save leaving the neighborhood. They come into the neighborhood and they set up shop. They don't do nothing for the neighborhood. They just set up shop and start selling groceries. It should be a ordinance, a rule that whoever comes into these neighborhoods, they have to do work first. And then you set up the business. Then you will allow them to set up the business. So we'll understand who these people are. Does anybody know the owner of Pick and Save? Does anybody know the executives on Pick and Save board? We just go to the store, huh? That's cold. I bet you the people who are the executives of Pick and Save are getting paid. They're getting paid. They're making a lot of money. Even now, their income hasn't stopped. Their income stream hasn't stopped. So food apartheid is the result of decades of policy decisions, segregation, disinvestment, and store closures, not simply from the geography or just happenstance. It also directs the City of Milwaukee Health Department to treat eliminating food apartheid as a core public health objective, and to coordinate with other city departments on solutions. So here's a solution. Here is a solution. I'm going to say it again to the people in the back of the room. Y'all, City of Milwaukee, look at what Mayor Mamdani has done to the city of New York. Large city, East Harlem, New York. He's slating for a business to open up. The operator will own his business in a city-owned land. No rent, no property taxes. They don't pay on the land. They just own the business in the building. That's it. That has to be one of the smartest, most innovative ways to have a large grocery store. And then, or you can do that with people. You can do that with people who are small business owners, small grocery store owners. If you don't want to do that with a large grocery store owner, you could do that with a small grocery store owner. You could have 12 city-owned buildings. You build them out. And then you bring these owner-operators in, and they set up shop. Therefore, you have all of these smaller, and they abide by what the community needs, according to the Milwaukee Health Department. Right there. We done. We done, y'all. It's over. We done. We did it. So you create an ecosystem of grocery stores on multiple corners like what Milwaukee used to have. Milwaukee used to have the largest amount of boxing clubs from the Germans. The Germans used to have all these boxing clubs right here in Milwaukee, in the hood. But it wasn't called the hood. We didn't call it the hood. They just called it the neighborhood. But they were like corner stores. They just have boxing clubs. We could do the same exact thing. We could have a bunch of grocery stores, and it could just be an ecosystem of, and then you could have a coalition of grocery store owners that participate in meetings so they can enhance their business. Man, I done made a business for y'all. And the city will profit. The city can profit off of this. The city can profit off of this. You will win. You will win. You can go around. You can sell this model to people you can surpass New York. You can sell this model to people in different parts of the world. It's simple. This is like you can put put your IP on it, baby. Come on, city of Milwaukee, wake up. Sounds like Sims. Exactly. It sounds like Sims. Man, one thing about video games, I'm gonna say this. One thing about video games is whatever you can, and art imitates life. Whatever video games say, you could do things on video games, and you can pretty much do it in real life. Not everything, but things that you can do that are actually applicable to human life. You can actually do that right here. Yes, set up shop. They're now using video games to simulate, help people or owners of whatever land, help them simulate what their community would look like, what their community would be like. Straight up. Baybar said, I'm going to go to the chat. Baybar said, y'all got Lena's clothes. Oh, is it clothes? Is Lena's clothes? Oh. Dang. Okay. You know what? Gauss is over there on 20th, ain't it? Yeah. 17. Oh, 17. Okay. Hey, 17. No, yeah, it's 2 Gauss though. Yeah, it's one on Capitol. Yeah. Yeah. So the one on Capitol, they used to break dance on the side. They used to break dance. They break out the tile. Y'all remember break dancing on the side of the side of that? It was Kohl's at the time. Yep. They had Kohl's food store before Lena's went in there. So they used to break dance on the side. I only watched twice. But yep. So Baybar, y'all got Lena's clothes. Al One Hair JT. It's the corner store and gas station that's not good for the black community. It's who owns the corner store and the gas station that's not good for the black communities. It's who owns it. It's the corner store. It's who owns it. Because if you have your cousin, you start talking to your cousin, you say, man, hey man, I need you to stop selling this whatever in here. I need you to put fruit out front. Like it does get cold in New York, but I promise you can go to a bodega, and what you'll find, 2 things you'll find in that place is fruit, and you'll find somebody juicing in the back. Straight up, juices of carrot juice or something like that. I mean, come on, Milwaukee, wake up. Wake up. I can't cuss, my mama listen. But wake up. Straight up. Y'all have to do better. Then our babies won't be going to the corner store in the mornings looking for Flamin' Hots. They can, man, get them some coffee in the morning. So a carrot juice at the corner store. It's okay. Stop selling. Oh yes, exactly. Baybar said, stop selling Black and Miles. We need to tax. You know what we need to do? We need to tax everybody who's taxing everybody yes, we do. We need to tax everybody who's buying Black and Miles, Swishers, vapes, all that. We need to tax all of them. We need to tax everybody who's being
Go home, Roger.
Are you out of your damn mind?
And we'll be back.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be.
And we'll
Y'all
be
wanna
back
play.
on the Grapevine.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Rally to read!
we asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I just got a brand new lolly. There's a folk call me an auto yes man. I don't know. You can send your best man, you gon' lose your best hitter.
What up, y'all? What up? Back to the Grapevine. Back to the Grapevine, on the Grapevine. We're about to pick some more grapes, and we just had a great conversation with Mech coming in, talking about organic this and organic that, and where I shop and where I don't shop. But where I shop at, I'm going to tell y'all real quick where I shop at. Dang, the chat's going crazy, but I'm going to start talking about these. We need to start taxing. I'm not going to talk about your Black & Milds and Swishers and vapes, but we need to start taxing them too. But we need to start taxing. Go ahead, do it. You want to press the button? All right. I was like waiting. I was waiting for them to start pressing the buzzer button. Where is it? You can't even see. You want my glasses? I got LASIK though. Listen, they trying to press the button on y'all. So really, we need to start taxing the people who are bringing unhealthy food inside of our communities. Like we need to redline. Like they redlined us. We need to redline them. We need to redline those communities that are. We need to redline those businesses that are coming into our communities and not being taxed. We need to tax them. We need to tax Pepsi, Coca-Cola, the Taki people who over own Taki. If you don't know, here's what I say. Here's what I used to say to the kids I used to educate. If you don't know the owner of the business, if you don't recognize the owner of the business, why would you buy their brand? The reason why they push Michael Jordan, because you in your mind thought Michael Jordan owned Air Jordans, and he didn't. He just got paid. He was on the payroll of Nike, who was making quadruple the amount of money that he would be pulling in from his contract with Nike. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Yep. We need to start taxing these folks. Mayor Mamdani, you know what? We're going to get Mayor Mamdani and also Mayor, one of these days, we need to get Mayor Mamdani and Mayor Chevy Johnson on the line, on the phone, together, on air. We just need to do that. We need to talk about this. We need to talk about it. I'm going to holler at somebody who knows Mayor Mamdani really well. And we're going to have to get him on the line. We're going to have to talk about this. I want to know if what was the reception that he received when he said that the city is going to have, his city is going to own the grocery store to have lower cost groceries. And what do y'all think about taxing, like straight up, taxing people who are coming to our neighborhood and selling unhealthy food? Let's tax and get them. I mean, a 2% tax ain't bad. We need to tax them. Can that happen? Can we redline them people? They redlined us for years, and we are still hurt by it, still traumatized by it. We still got segregated communities. We shouldn't be having this. Our communities didn't need to be segregated like that from redlining. Some people still think that we belong on the north side. Even right here on this station, we still believe we need to stay on the north side. What? That don't make no sense. I can live wherever I want to live. Now, it does come with consequences, historic and or political. And historical political. Social political. Like it comes, and also cultural. It comes with the consequences, good and or bad. You may wind up in a great neighborhood, but you may wind up where things might just happen. You might get that cross burned on your lawn. Well, maybe not that, but something similar. Man, we got to do better, man. Somebody asked, where do I shop? Yes. So straight up, I shop at many different places. Many different places. Many different places. I shop all over the city right now. Usually my daughter likes to ride in the cart. She'll grab some vegetables. She's a raw food eater, not raw meat, raw vegetables and fruit. So she likes to eat raw fruits and vegetables. She'll go and eat that. She'll eat that cucumber, that piece of squash. She'll bite into a couple apples here and there. I got to buy them all, but that'll be her dinner. And then we'll go home. Like, it's cool. We're done. So I'll go, or farmers markets. There's farmers markets all over the city. There's farmers markets, winter farmers markets, I think, here in Wisconsin. There's a number of ways in which you need to shop. And we're talking about organic, inorganic, non-organic. There's a number of ways in which you can shop and where to shop. So really, y'all just put the pressure on the city, man. Put the pressure on the city. I don't want to be here a couple years from now and the city hasn't solved the issue of food apartheid. Because our kids it's going to show, this is what's going to happen. It's going to show more and more in our schools. It's definitely going to show more and more in our schools. It's already showing in the type of violence that's going on in our streets. And I'm not saying we commit the most amount of violence. Our violence in our streets is much more publicized than any other culture of people because they recognize where the money is. The money is in publicizing individuals, people, black people. The money is in publicizing us as the villains. That's where the money's at. Straight up. Money's there. Baybar says stop selling Black and Mild and Swishers and watch their stores close. Yes. We don't need to go. We don't need to. If you are a smoker, I'm not nothing against smokers, honestly, for real. But make your own cigarette, make your own cigarello, make your own Swisher, make your own company, make your own whatever you're doing, make your own whatever it is. Make it. Do your own company. Don't continually buy into the buy-in. These corner store owners purchase this stuff from a particular company that you don't know the owner of, who's profiting off of this stuff, who probably doesn't even smoke or drink, just like the owners of some of the Popeyes here in Wisconsin. They don't even eat the Popeyes chicken that they sell. They don't. They do not. I promise you, on their table right now, there is no Popeyes chicken. There is no Popeyes chicken.
Because most of them are white.
Most of them are white. And I promise you, in their refrigerator right now, it's nothing but Whole Foods, organic groceries. Period. I promise you. It doesn't fail. This is real life. So back to the chat. Baybar said everything behind those counters is definitely killing folks. Yes, it is. Definitely killing folks. 100,000%. 100,000%. It's what was that verse on Andre 3000 line, like them folks slinging cigarettes, Salem cigarettes, getting us, man. They getting us. Cigarette is interesting because there are cigarette companies that only transferred their asset class to food. Oh my gosh. They have transferred their asset class to food from cigarettes. Now they're like, I'm going to switch it over to food. I'm going to start investing in these food companies. Straight up. I can't make this up. And we're buying into this. We're buying into this, y'all. Oh, man. Yes, Baybar. She said, I assume the one behind the buzzer button smokes. I don't know what our people in our glass case smoke, but somebody probably smokes Black and Milds. You smoke Black and Milds? No, nobody smokes Black and Milds. Thank you. That probably proves you right, Baybar. Baybar said, why do blacks shop at stores that have bars on the windows? Man, you know what? That is so true. I think about this a lot. Why would you shop at a place that looks like a prison? Why would you shop at a place that looks like a prison? Straight up. Why would you shop at a place that looks like a prison? Anthony Whitehead said, I get tired of seeing our young black mothers with their children in the gas stations with chips. Zoom Zooms? What are Zoom Zooms? And Wham Whams? What are Zoom Zooms? Anybody know what Zoom Zooms are? Nobody knows what a Zoom Zoom is? What's a Zoom Zoom? I don't know what's a Wham Wham? And sodas, and the bill is like $40 or $50. Yeah. You know what? I seen that the last time I was at a grocery store. Zoom Zoom and a Wham Wham. But what's a Zoom Zoom and a Wham Wham? Can anybody tell me? I don't know what a Zoom Zoom and a Wham Wham is, but I promise you that.
What?
Exactly. We're gonna talk about Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams and food swamps and food apartheid when we come back straight up in 2 or 3.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity.
At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Running to the checker flag, running through the red light. 12 get me gun, they won't pull over till I'm dead right. Ride till the sunrise, can't up by no bedtime. Ain't gon' get no ride.
This T.I.'s ode to this the adult like this the adult like Teletubbies theme song, whatever, like Teletubbies. But dang, man. This was good. Welcome back to the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and we are getting busy on food apartheid, man. Straight up. Food apartheid. I'm going to get to the chat in a minute, but we got some things going on. Straight up. I am... Okay. Teresa, please educate me.
Yeah.
Go, Teresa.
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm already seeing what you about to go down this rabbit hole.
Yes, zooms and wham whams. You got to read the context clues. You're talking about people eating bad and eating organically instead of. So he said he was tired of seeing single mamas go to the grocery store and buy zooms and wham whams. That's snacks. Like you got your hot Cheetos, you got your, just bad stuff like snacks, like junk food, zooms and wham wham.
Right on. I like that.
Yes.
We need a song. We need a song.
East side, so.
Oh, you need to Milwaukee East Side?
Yeah, so that's the lingo we use. You wake up in the morning, and I'm one of the ones. I'm one of the guilty ones. I would take my little little snack money, my little allowance money, my little dollars my uncle gave me, and go to the store in the morning and go buy me some Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. Doritos, Flaming Hot, little snack cakes, little candies, a little bag of snacks. But you're right, we do need to start eating healthy. We need to teach our kids to eat healthy too.
That's right. Teresa, thank you so much for educating me on the Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams.
No problem. Anytime. Have a good day.
All right, sister. So Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. Yes, we need a song called Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. Like how to stay away from them. It's how to stay away from the Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. This is crazy. This is so brand new to me. Somebody also said it was a jail term. It's a jail term. Zoom Zooms. Zach, you been in jail?
Oh, I just know that that's a jail term.
All right. Just have to make sure. I'm not saying Zach went to jail. I'm just saying. Listen. Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams, baby. Zoom Zooms. I would keep saying this. It's crazy. I didn't know that. I'm going to go to the chat. Anthony Whitehead said, get tired of, okay. Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams for $50. Baybar said cap. Baybar said, Baybar be on it, though. I ain't going to lie. Thank you, Baybar. Shout out to you. Anthony Whitehead just bought that stuff yesterday. Why are you on people, man? Get out, back up. Anthony Whitehead 4343 said cupcakes and suckers and junk. And then Tiffany Harris 5055 says probably a term for miscellaneous junk food. Anthony Whitehead 4343 said that's right, Tiffany. Baybar said one thing that gets under my skin is when someone stands in front of the gas station clerk and buys one Black and Mild and put $5 on pump one, and they driving a Tahoe or Beamer. That's Milwaukee all day. That is Milwaukee all day. A Tahoe or a Beamer, and it's a 1999 Tahoe or Beamer. And then Baybar said put enough gas in the tank to drive to the next pump. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And they be speeding to the next pump too. Speeding. But yeah, Milwaukee, I need y'all to do this. Do me a favor. Need y'all to do me a favor. I need you to put the pressure. I need y'all to call the mayor's office. Call your alderman. Call your common council people and tell them about this. Tell them about this idea. Tell them that we need a city-owned grocery store. We need multiple city-owned grocery stores. And I need y'all who are listening to step up and be actual grocery store owners. As a matter of fact, somebody just texted me and said that they want mobile grocery stores. If you have a mobile grocery store, big enough, big enough, mobile grocery store, you can have all the stuff that people want on this mobile grocery store. You can move around the city, be parked somewhere, let people shop. You can have multiple mobile grocery stores that hit different parts of the city. Different parts of the city. And when they fill up for gas, they get a discount on the gas at a participating store. Oh, this right there. Right there. Y'all, this at a participating store. Straight up. You get a discount on the gas. I can't make this up. We just won. We won, y'all. We won. I'm about to close out the segment right now. We won. There is nobody losing in this. There's nobody losing. That's our call to action. That's our call to action. We want people to call the city to tell them, pressure them to become a city that has city-owned grocery stores with low costs, with low to no costs. It'll be fantastic. So I want to definitely hear from y'all more and more about this. You can call in, tune in, whatever, text in. would this be a straight dope call to action for the city of Milwaukee? And I want to push it a step further because I think it's easy just to say the city should just do something. We need y'all to put some teeth behind it. Cole Stevens said city-owned grocery stores will be great as long as they are kept up, well, stocked well, and managed properly. Anthony Whitehead said, if you go to Pick and Save and shop at Pick and Save, they give you a discount for gas at all the BPs in the area. There we go. Bang. If you shop at the mobile grocery stores, the owner of the mobile grocery store, this is what I'm saying, the owner of the mobile grocery store gets a discount at the BPs. Because either it's a diesel engine and or a mid-grade gas engine. Right there. Right there. Discount. Give me 10%, 5%. That's all we need. You start paying into the next person's pocket. Therefore, not only is the gas station owner coming up, he's getting all the mobile grocers, the vans coming through their shop. Y'all need to call Mr. Harris. That's how we're going to win. That is really how we're going to win. So we need to put some teeth behind this. We got to build this out. We got to straight up build this out. City-owned grocery store. City-owned grocery store. Let's not fall into the tricknology, y'all. Let's not fall into the tricknology. Let us not fall into the tricknology. This right here would do well. This right here would do well. And it will be the best city. We'll turn our city in health. We will be one of the healthiest cities in America just by this particular action right here. It takes. Milwaukee has a obesity rate in the black community of 55%. Look down at your stomach. Look down at your stomach. Milwaukee has an obesity rate of 55%. And we got gyms like Iron Heroes that need more people. If you go to 27, I think it's off of 27 by the Dunkin' Donuts, across the street from Dunkin' Donuts. That's crazy as it's across the street from Dunkin' Donuts. Talk to Valentino Harris. Go into the gym. He got weights there waiting for you. Talk to him. Hey, y'all, I'm going to continue this conversation tomorrow. We got a lot more to talk about. We got to talk about France and their decolonization. We got to talk about insurance companies and how they're getting over on us. So I need y'all to stay tuned because tomorrow we're going to get it. We're going to get it right. We're going to pull the show back in. We're going to pull y'all back in. So tune in 2:00 tomorrow. And we got Jazz coming up next on the Tap In with Jazz. See y'all tomorrow. Boom.